So for today's adventure, we parked at the Sand Ridge Trailhead just east of White Pass off Highway 12. We are attempting to hike today to the top of Spiral Butte, which is the large cinder cone that towers above Dog Lake just east of the White Pass summit. The hike today, if we're successful, should be about 12 miles round trip. The way the hike works is you start off with a 2-mile climb right out of the Sand Ridge Trailhead. That gets you into the upper basin. From there, you have a 2-mile hike over to the intersection with the Spiral Butte Trail. And then you have 2 miles of hiking on the Spiral Butte Trail, which will include a couple of decent climbs to get out to the end of Spiral Butte. Anyways, today's adventure, Spiral Butte, just east of White Pass. So just over 0.6 of a mile, and we're crossing into the William O. Douglas Wilderness. So about 2 miles and 1,100 feet of elevation gain. We just finished the climb up from the Sand Ridge Trailhead. It'll now be about a 2 to 2.5 mile gently rolling hike over to the intersection with the Spiral Butte Trail. Before we get to the Spiral Butte Trail intersection, we will hit another trail intersection with the Shell Rock Lake Trail, and we'll need to turn left onto that trail when we get there. So 2.5 miles and almost 1,200 feet of elevation gain. We're at a nice viewpoint with Spiral Butte poking up off to the west. And then as we rotate, we'll see Twin Peaks right there and then Round Mountain. So 2 nice regional hikes. And off in the far distance, you can see Bear Creek Mountain. So we're just hitting the 2.9 mile mark, and we've arrived at the trail intersection with the Shell Rock Lake Trail. So we're going to stay to the left onto the Shell Rock Lake Trail, and the next trail intersection will be the Spiral Butte Trail. So right about 4 miles, 4.1 miles, you arrive at a very lonely Shell Rock Lake sign. And that indicates that off to the left, marked by a cairn pile, you have the Spiral Butte Trail. So we're gonna start up the Spiral Butte Trail. It's gonna be a steep climb up onto the butte, and it should be about 2 miles out to the end of the butte. So as you can see, the Spiral Butte Trail is less well maintained and has more of a boot trail feel to it. So 4.5 miles, and we just arrived at the top of the spiral, and Spiral Butte really is spiral shaped. So now the trail is just going to follow the spiral up to the top. All right, so 6.4 miles and 2,800 feet of elevation gain. We're up at the top of Spiral Butte, trying to find a safe place to look down at Dog Lake. Anyways, that's the view from up above. We can see over to White Pass and Leech Lake as well. Again, that was 6.4 miles and 2,800 feet of elevation gain. Here's the view from up on Spiral Butte. It's treed on top, which is what we were concerned about, being able to get an untreed sight line. This is the pre-descent gearing up with rain gear and gloves because the snow drips out of the trees.
Are cold.
They're cold. It snowed yesterday, and this is what, mid-June? June 16th today.
Yeah.
That's right, because today is Father's Day.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's snow. You know what that means. It's Christmas. Christmas in June. I heard I heard nothing. You got cold feet?
Yeah, my shoes are soaked. I have extra socks too, but my shoes are so wet it doesn't matter. You wouldn't say the same thing.
So about 12.4 miles and 2,800 feet of elevation gain. We are arriving back at the trailhead. So we're going to call Spiral Butte.
In the bag!
It's in the bag.
Finally.
So definitely we had snow over the last 3/4 of a mile off and on. The top is forested, so there's limited sight lines. So the view from the top was good, but there aren't a lot of views from the top. And a little bit of the views depends on how willing you are to be in edgy places. I saw that I could have put myself in a position to get better video footage at the top, and I wasn't willing to do it. Anyway, Spiral Butte is in the bag, and Savannah says,
Get outside!
get outside.